Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to stop by to say, well, God just spoke with me, and I had to hurry up and just give it to you as it was downloaded. Many times, as David was in the back of the desert, God was preparing him. God was imparting unto him the things that he needed in order to face Goliath. In order to propel him into his destiny, David had to be strategically planted at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. Many people fail to realize even though David was in the backside of the desert being trained, tending to sheep, God was downloading into him who he was supposed to be and who he was ordained to be. It was not the season for David to launch out into the front line of battle to annihilate Goliath. You must remember, David went through a process in order to get to the promise as king. Saul was very angry with David, even though he portrayed to be such an alliance with him. God showed David what was taking place. David could have killed Saul many of times. He could have basically just took over the throne when he felt like it. But God said it was not the time for David to become king. So it was a process that David had to go through in order to become all of who God had created for him to be. What people fail to realize, and God began to show me the reason why I had you in the backside of the desert. You may have been in ministry for over 20 years, but during those 20 plus years, I was training you. I was giving you discernment. I was beginning to show you what is needed, because where I'm taking you, it's not going to be dealing with traditional. It's not going to be dealing with religion. You're going to be dealing with what I've called and equipped for you to deal with. Where I've called you, in the office in which I've called you, you're going to be up against many things. You're going to be up against many spirits that will try to cancel out everything that I've ordained for my people from the foundation of time. God strategically positions certain people in geographical arenas and areas because he knows they are able to combat in the spirit. They're able to take out and annihilate those demonic forces and activity in their city. He's putting people strategically in those geographical areas because he trained you for so many years, because he knew the level in which you will be coming up against. So do not get discouraged when you feel as though you've been in the backside of the desert for years and God was training you. God, why aren't you putting me out there? Why can't I do it yet? God told me years ago, because my people are not ready to hear what I have to say through you. The time is coming where when I give you to speak, you will cry aloud and spare not. He said you will begin to speak the unadulterated word of truth. You will not sugarcoat, because I used to be a person, Lord, should I say that? Or how is a person going to feel if I say that? He said, I'm not putting you out there because you're not really to be bold enough to speak what I've called you to speak. I am going to strategically position you in Cabot, Arkansas for such a time as what I called you to. And what God is saying to you as his people, I have placed you in a geographical area for such a time as this, for you to combat and annihilate the spirits that rule in your cities and in your states. He's given you the authority to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the work of the enemy. He said nothing shall by any means come to hurt or harm you. So when he places you in that specific arena, when he places place you in that specific geographical area, he had already begun to prepare you years ago. That's why it was not time for you to come to the forefront. It is now time that God is calling the true remnant forward. He is calling those who will not compromise. He's calling those who will not sugarcoat. He is calling those who will speak the unadulterated word of truth. He is calling you out by name in this season to fulfill purpose and destiny. You have come forward for such a time as this. Be blessed.